So do you say a 2-1 win in the season opener against Morpeth? Not a bad way to start the season.
Yeah, I thought first half the lads were really good, excellent. We was on the front foot, high energy, high intensity, and we probably should have scored a few more goals, been a little bit more comfortable. Obviously they went down to 10 men, but obviously it was 2-0 up at that point. And the second half, to be fair to them, credit to them, they came and had a go, and we had to defend. And sometimes we've got put under a little bit of pressure, but as I would do as a manager, you got to throw caution to the wind at 2-0 down. They took the big man up front, and it was a lot more direct and long ball and looking for the knockdowns, and ultimately that's how they scored their goal. But I've just said to the lads in there, sometimes it's only human. You're 2-0 up away from home. You've got a game on Tuesday night. It's always natural as a human just to think, I'll take my foot off the gas a little bit, but in this league you can't. So, yes, it's a bit bittersweet. Obviously we won the game, but there's things for us to work on and be a little bit more ruthless. I've just reiterated that in there. In this league you have to be ruthless for 94 minutes, and obviously the first game, really delighted to get 3 points on the board. A tough away trip, against a decent side, and I'm sure they'll cause teams problems throughout the season. And but yeah, delighted with the lads today to get the 3 points. That was what it's all about.
And I want to highlight Harvey in the first half, because I think the physicality he had, the way he sort of used the defenders to his advantage, I think he was a very key part of that first half, even though he didn't get on the score sheet, of course.
Yeah, he's a huge handful. At 19 years old, just turned 19, he's a huge handful, and he's got massive potential. And there's not many strikers that can do that in the game anymore, in terms of hold the ball up, link the play, be a constant threat. And he was occupying 2 centre backs, and neither of them could deal with him. They played a back three, but he played on the lopsided side, and we highlighted that before he went out, and he's done really, really well. And ultimately, he's caused them a lot of problems. And I think obviously the goals, we could have scored more goals. Keeper's made a great save in the second half. Robbie's had a little bit rusty and missed one in front of goal, but that'll come. And it was good to get him back on the pitch. But yeah, Harvey was excellent. I thought Sam Essien was excellent for 90 minutes. He was really good, and the whole team were. And like I said, you have to cut them a little bit of slack. They had a tough game against Derby on Tuesday night, so but we've got to go again on Tuesday again against Gainsborough. And all you can ask of the players is they give me 110%, and they've all done that today. And we've got a nice win away from home, 2-1.
And I noticed, obviously, it took a lot of defensive-minded players to bring on maybe a few more attacking-minded. Were you doing that to try and put the game to bed kind of early on?
I think, to be honest with you, Matty and Tom have been struggling with their guts, let's just say, and they weren't feeling too great, but they've gone out there and done the jobs. And Junior obviously was tight with his groin, so we're trying to do a few precautionary things. And sometimes the changes kind of have an adverse effect, and it becomes a little bit disgruntled. But that was just precautionary for them, really. Obviously Tom stayed on the pitch, but obviously Sam's got a cutter to the head, so we'll have to assess him and see how he is. Obviously the way he is, he wants to play Tuesday night, but we've got to assess him and make sure that he's okay first and foremost. But no, it was nothing other than trying to preserve some energy with the lads and make sure we didn't pick up any injuries, which thankfully, unfortunately, Sam's got one, but everybody else in terms of muscle, etc. are okay. And that was all it was, really, more than anything. And we wanted to try and score a few more goals at the same time, and we've had chances to do so. We've just been a little bit more lackadaisical in the second half, which we need to improve on.
Well, looking ahead to Tuesday then, what do you want to see most out of the lads?
Again, the same effort and desire, starting on the front foot, being high intensity, being disciplined. It was a rough and tumble game the first half. We was on the wrong side of a lot of the foul decisions, or decisions going the wrong way. And I said, you've just got to play like a kid and play to the whistle and just react and play. And they did that, to be fair to them. And we want to see more of the same. Obviously, we know it's going to be a tough game. They've got some good players, but every game in this league is tough. And we're going to concentrate and focus on that now Tuesday. But ultimately today was really pleasing for me, and more of the same, really.
Well, nice one. Cheers, Deeks.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.